Well, the Tactica is coming along nicely. It's now being power washed and all the little mouldy bits that we got out of it. All the police bits have been rubbed off real nice. I'm going to do a bit of needle gunning on the bumpers and basically do the business on it. But priority now is a quill shaft puller for this new Chieftain we've just bought. I'm not sure we'll be picking it up. It won't be long. Probably might be tomorrow. In the meantime, for this I'm going to need 3 windscreen wipers. No great rush. And
paint.
Yeah, paint. And I think we're going to keep it. It's going to be our big wagon for TV and film work. And we're going to base it on Fast and Furious 6. And we're going to do, you know those little round dotty stencils we've got all over the side of it? You know, those sort of, I reckon like that. Computer generated dotty stencils, grey, with white and black stencily bits on it. That's what I'm reckoning. And then maybe a few panels of gloss black. Who knows? But something like that. Right, let's go to Hydromex. We're back at my favourite place, Allweld. Yeah, there's nothing they can't do. Still making all these fancy things for kind of bondage and everything. Weird old stuff. But anyway, they've done my fuel tank. Look at that, okay? Isn't that lovely? But you never really know when you're MIGging, because sometimes it can be porous. So they said to me, before you do anything with it, kind of thing, fill it. Oh, look at that. Fucking hell, it's looking pretty good to me. Oh my God, it's like a new one. Beautiful, beautiful. So what we ought to do is flot some diesel in it, make sure it's all good, and then I'll give it a couple of coats of red oxide. We'll steam clean it as well. In fact, you know what? In this heat, I'll probably fill it up with water because it will dry out in no time. But that's the job, isn't it? Fill it up with water and then steam clean the outside beautifully. A wonderful job, a wonderful job. Now I should better get this straight in the back of that Humvee and just kind of slide it across, maybe come back a bit further. The Humvee's quite useful for jobs like this. It's horrible to drive and it's slow and everything you don't want in a vehicle, but it is sometimes useful. I put some paving slabs in it last night. Well, Big Nelly blew a pipe the other day. We were trying to get the bars on the back to go up and down and put a great big kind of harrow thing on, and all of a sudden, pa-chong, hydraulic oil everywhere. And I can't get the right pipe, so I've got this made. It's got a bit of a bend on that end, and I'm hoping we can do the job with that. Otherwise, I've got to talk to Chandler's, and they weren't very good to me, so I don't really want to speak to Chandler's. So hopefully this will work. Bish bash bosh, back on the road. Well, we're definitely back in business. The pipe went on their retreat. There you go, you see, you can have things made, you don't have to buy them. The trick now is to get the air conditioning done before we do the next bunch of H licenses, because we don't want it warming up too much in there. It could be very unpleasant. It can be a sweaty experience anyway when you're taking a test. A bit of air conditioning helps, doesn't it? Darling, we like tanks, don't we?
But we love flowers
But
more.
we love flowers too. Now, you see these flowers? Now, I'm not terribly green-fingered. In fact, so green. Go on, walk past and hit your head on it. Go on.
No, you chose to
I
Al.
headbutt it every time. 3 times a day I headbutt this plant. But that we were thinking on that. But the important part is look at the bloomers on that.
And that one.
And that one. Now there's a bloke called Ben, and 20 years ago when I bought this farm for Tanks-alot.
I'm going to get our son. I'll see you later.
All right, me darling. I went down to the little market. I think it's on a Thursday, down by the town hall. And there's a bloke called Ben, and he sold me some trees, and I planted about 100 trees around the farm. And do you know what? That's where these come from. 20 years he's been doing that market. 20 years. And look at the stuff he sells. It's been there a week, and even my wife can't kill it. Bloody amazing. Winnie, come here. That is some very strong red diesel. I've never seen it redder than that before. Oh, can I see our new invention? Courtesy of George. Now this is it. It's actually now in the paint shop. This is our fast track Unimog, and it's a beauty. Fancy wheels, shortened cab, 5th wheel coupling, hydraulic pumps all over it, all sorts of things. It's missing the roof rack bit off the top there. I'm going to get that back and pop that on. And anyway, it's actually in the paint shop now, so we're thinking about rubbing it down. Bit tricky because they put all this kind of, I don't know what you call it. It looks like wax on or something like that all over it to stop it corroding. Do we paint over the top or do we take it off? I don't know. Shame to take it off because it's a rust preventative, but can't really paint over it, can you? What do we do with this then, Max? Do we power wash all this wax off, or do we paint over it?
I don't think it'll come off, mate. I don't think it'll come off. Not with the pressure wash. I think we're going to
We'd have to steam it.
I think we're going to have to hit it with a scraper. But is it? I don't think it's meant to come off, to be honest.
Well, the problem is it's a rust preventative.
It is.
But, you know,
It looks minging, doesn't it?
It looks minging if we paint it, but and it'll crack and fall off and go horrible. But we can hardly leave it on. So there you go. You've seen it here first. Could be the first of many.
How about leave it in the sun and then scrape it? Let the sun do the work.
I think steam is the thing because steam is super hot.
More steam. Yeah, but it's bloody hard work, isn't it?
I don't know. I think if it's hot enough, it'll just run off.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. It's been a shame we've got to take that off.
Isn't it?
So there you go. We actually nearly used this for a job on the farm earlier. We were going to try and tow something, but whatever we did, it was at the wrong level for this particular thing we were going to tow. But it very nearly got used. Agricultural tax. Well, after this, we won't need the gym because it's been a bit of a workout in itself. Now, thankfully, they have a lovely articulating axle. So he's fairly mobile, unless you have to do anything fast. Now, we basically want to turn it around so that we can push it through that very, if it focuses, through that very small gap, all the way round into the garden. Check his other side. He can be an unwieldy man on the Cat Challenger some days. One of the hottest days of the year, so we don't like to struggle. We thought we ought to just put it with the strop.
Trying to get shackles undone.
So we're going to pull the Chieftain out of the way. Is there any chance of it bump starting?
If we have time to put an engine and gearbox in, we might just be able to.
Ah, okay. So that's all we're missing, engine and gearbox. Basically, we thought we'd make life easier for ourselves and we'd pull this Berlin Chieftain out of the way so we could get the gymnasium, the new gymnasium, into position more easily. Did I say more easily or just easily? No, it's more easily. Not meaning that it's easy, but mean it would be less hard if we got the Chieftain in the way. And this old Cat Challenger is the dog's ganoonas when it comes to pulling things. So old Nelly here is being very, very useful, and it's going in for a service tomorrow, and I'm going to get my air conditioning working, and won't it be wonderful? Air conditioned. Yeah, you'll be lucky, mate. Once you've bent a shackle, you've bent a shackle, and it takes more than a bit of WD-40 to free that up. You just put a shackle in the shackle. Leave it on, mate.
Yeah, but then you've got 3 shackles one side, 2 the other
Oh,
side.
can't you get that one off the A-frame either?
Nah,
No?
that's been bent 1,000 times.
Ah, righty ho ho. So that is a problem. 3 shackles one side, 1 the other is not so good. But that's what we're going to have to do. 3 on one, 1 on the other. We haven't got the proper bits. If anyone out there's got the proper bits, point them my way. We'll cross your palms with silver. Or probably gold, actually. We've got a lot more gold. We've got gold coming out of our ears, haven't we?
Huh?
Got gold coming out of our ears, haven't we?
I found a load of it.
In fact, the way Ashley's standing rather, if his trousers were to slip down another 2 inches, he might get some glint of gold. Oh no, don't do that, for God's sake.
Just watch around his other side. First time this old bus has moved in a while, and I suppose now it's moved, we ought to fix it up. There's nothing better than a cheap one. To be honest, this is quite a clean one. This has not got a few major components, so we have some parts for it. As you see, there's hardly an oil leak.
That fired up and moved lovely. But what's amazing is the air conditioning's working and it's blasting out freezing cold air. Would you believe it? Mind you, I think it's only on 34 miles, so I suppose that's the reason. Berlin pulled really nicely. Cat Challenger, that was gorgeous, as always. I'm going to take that for a service tomorrow, I do believe, when we finish putting this caravan in, and have it gassed up on the aircon as well. That'll be luxury. But all in all, things could have gone a lot worse. Kate's gym is going into position very nicely, but we are taking down another bit of fence, but yeah, it ain't going to be easy. I mean, basically it's going along here past the parrots, then it's doing a sharp right, then we're going to put it behind some trees. Problem is, I don't think our load-all has got the grunt to lift it. Bloody hell, it squashed the grass a bit. It's sinking in a bit. Hey, I don't think our load-all has got the grunt. Oh, look, they're attacking this now. Oh, they'll break that, Les. Yeah, not much fun, not much fun.
Right, well.
This is called a Chinese finger.
One thing's for certain, I think it will come out easier than the last tree we had to pull
What do you know
down.
about fingering? Right, here we go. They go on the tines. When I lift it up, this tightens up, grips it tight, lift the tree out. Pop it on the tines, Tom.
Okay. Now, is the wheel going to go straight in the hole?
Do you reckon he purposely left it in the red ant for me?
Probably. It does sound like something he'd do. Now this is an 8-ton lifting strop. That means you take a step back. Well, lift it up then, you donut. I thought it was just going to reverse then. Okay, right.
Now, we're going to advertise it on Facebook Marketplace.
It's not even Christmas yet.
It's a bonsai tree, but it's a big one.
A very big bonsai tree.
Well, it's a matter of ice cold in Ashley. Now the bloody great big gym has gone, not in position all the way yet, we are missing having our CET here because we just got used to walking by it, because it is James May's off of Top Gear, and yes, an awesome piece of kit. So Ash is going to move his big horn, and then we're going to put the CET back there. Yes, his wheels cost more than the vehicle, but there we go. You can't have everything, can you? At least he's got a big horn. It's amazing we don't bump into things. Although saying that, I looked at the other CET and it had a little knock on the corner the other day. I hadn't seen that before. And Adrian left his new car over there and the handbrake was locked on. So I had to sort of push it a bit, I'm afraid. Luckily it's front wheel drive. But yes, a bit of a tricky one that. There it is. Fence is down, being pushed into position, tree gone. And yeah, loads of parrots. They'll probably shit themselves when you go past, literally. And Bob's your auntie. Now this this snatch here is going to Ukraine, and it's being driven over. And apparently, if we fill out the V5 as permanent export, we won't have to charge VAT. I hope that is right. It's one with all brand new glass in it, and it's had a very nice paint job, and it's very tidy inside. And they were the number plates when it rolled up, so you never know, the last owner might be looking at it. And he might be saying, no, for God's sake, don't let it drive all the way to Ukraine, it'll never make it, it's a pile of shit. It's still got MOT till September, so it's got the glass bit, it's got a spare wheel, or is that just a tyre? No, it's a spare wheel carrier, and all the Gucci bits. So basically, it's there. I ought to try the searchlight as well. Here he comes in his favourite vehicle. He's got to find out where the blowers are, because although the air con's working, it's not grunting out cold air at high speed, and that would be gorgeous. I do like one of these. They call them frogs, and they're one of my favourite vehicles. Get one of them around the course, he's bashing through the mud and roaring up hills. I tell you what, you really are king of the hill. Yeah, I've got one of these with a V5, and I would like, if you're watching, Tamlis, that big tool shop in London, I would like to drive one of these around London at Christmas, just to start of Christmas, and I would like loads of imitation gifts in the bucket going up and down Regent Street, and I think Airfix written on the side would be worth $1 million, or even better, £1 million. So this is the actual one that James May used on Top Gear when he destroyed a housing estate. One of them things, didn't know it when we bought it, found out later. The clue was someone had written Top Gear on the what's it, and I rang up the owner, he said, yeah, that was the one. I better beckon him in a bit, hopefully not get run over. Dead straight, dead straight, dead straight, dead straight, dead straight, dead straight, dead straight. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Oh, listen to the power. We've got one of these already in Ukraine. It's doing very well apparently. And they're having 2 more. One of them might be being picked up tomorrow. That'll do nicely. Well done. I wonder what the miles are. What are the miles?
68.
68 miles? I'm sending it back. They're marvelling at the cold. Apparently it's ice cold inside.
Nice.
Bloody hell. You wouldn't believe it, would you? I haven't even got air conditioning working in my Range Rover. And this old pig is working beautifully, and it probably hasn't been gassed up for 30 years.